Hey guys, just thought I'd do a bit of an update on what I found out this week. Basically, I've had a few clients we've been building out some sites for, not medical, but medical related, as in health professional, mental health sort of stuff. So it's been an interesting week. I thought if anyone who's watched my previous video on how to export using Simply Static from WordPress and how to export it out to HTML, you would have seen how when you export a site out into the buckets, the subfolders, which is all the magic pages, they don't have the /index HTML path set to them, so it's a real pain. You've got to go through and you've got to set all the paths up. You've got to add the index to it and everything like that. So it became a little bit tedious. So I went on a search for a better way and I found one. So one of the things I'm going to do first, though, is I'm just going to talk quickly about Mike's new schema tool and how valuable I think it is. Don't underestimate the power of this thing. So what I actually did is I went into the schema tool and I built out a medical condition schema. And then what I did is I added all of the fields that I wanted into that. I then exported the schema. So I could inject it into the website on top of all the current Magic Page schema as well. So what I found, I kept it pretty simple, but what I found, which, since we've had this tool, access to this tool, I've been digging around and really no one's got any decent schema anywhere on the web. So probably apart from all us guys in the group. So utilize this to your best ability, but I'll just show you what I did. So once I'd created the page, the magic page, I then created the schema, so the additional schema. So in here in magic page, so you can see here I've got all the usual stuff that you'd put in, which is injecting the schema in. But what I've done is in the head code, I added the schema in, so all the schema is in here. One of the things that I definitely confirmed is if you don't add the verbatim tag in the top and the bottom of this, it will get stripped out if you've got Spintax on. Like, guaranteed you'll lose it. So make sure you put verbatim at the end and verbatim at the start just to protect the script. So that's all I did. I saved the magic page. I'll just show you what this looks like on the front end from the WordPress site. So that's how we have the page. So this is just stock standard WordPress site built in Elementor. We've got the lead simplify form there, lead simplify call number at the top. We're spinning the videos as per Keith's ones. We've injected schema from Keith's, I'll show you at the end. The title of the video is being spun to match the video, and so forth and so forth. What else have we got down here? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's what the site looks like. So let's get into how we export it. So there's a, what have we got? HTT. What's it called? Sorry, bear with me here, guys. HTT. All right, let me just get the URL. Bear with me here, guys, sorry. So we want that, this. All right, let me just go back. So what you want to do is you want to go to this website, which is httrack.com. I'm using the 64-bit version of Windows, so I've installed that. If you're using 32-bit, grab the top one. I haven't used this on Mac yet. I got a Windows box that I do all my testing on. So install it, and then once you've installed it, you will actually end up with the program installed. Actually, sorry, it was just there, I think. There, WinHTT, open it up. So it's a pretty simple program to use. You just go next. It creates a folder here called My Websites. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to empty this out so that there's no confusion when I show you at the end. Hang on a sec, guys. Test. Delete. All right, so we're going to use the project name. I'm just going to call the project name test. the default base path where it's going to put all the files. I just left it at my websites. Next, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put in the URL of the website. Now, the thing I love about this tool is that it'll just literally scrape and build a perfect HTML site off any public-facing website. You don't need logins or anything. There's nothing to install on WordPress. So I'm just going to point it at that URL. We're going to select download websites. We're going to go next. We don't need any of this because we're not trying to log in behind any payways or any gateways. So it's just now scraping the site. So you can see here, if you have a quick look, it's scraping. You can see the Magic Page sites coming up in the list. So it's going through and it's scraping all of Magic Page. I've only got about 35 pages in this. Yep, so it's all done. Finish. It just gets ready to start again. So if we come back in here now, so what we've done is we go and see my websites. There's the test. There's the URL I put in. That's the /. That's actually the path to the website. So that's now the website it's extracted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of that. I'm going to come in here to Amazon. I've got a bucket called test static. Now remember, I haven't set anything on this whatsoever. I've just told it to extract the whole site and run it from that bucket. So I'm just going to drop all those files in. Yep, next. Make them public access. Don't forget to do that, guys. This bucket's set up to serve as a website, obviously. It's going to upload them. Okay. Come down to the index file. There you go. Absolutely perfect website first time round. So everything's up, everything's there, everything works perfectly. If we come up to where I've got the Magic Page in, so here's all the Magic Pages that we've done. You can see here it's now up the top in the URL. It's actually added the suburb in and it's added the index.html to the path of all the Magic Pages. Like, that is just absolutely brilliant. So whoever built this tool, I think the last update on this tool is 2017, but it is working absolutely perfectly. There's just nothing, I can't find anything wrong with it. One of the other things that I noticed as well is if we actually inspect the page, on the last page there was quite a lot of references to things broken. This is doing pretty good. There's a couple of things in there broken, but yeah, realistically, it's not going to make any difference. What is there? I think there's a bit of mixed content on the page, but yeah, it's not really going to make much difference. I'm not too concerned about that. So it does a pretty good job out of the box. So if we now grab this page and we test it in Schema, so we'll run it through the test tool. Okay, so local business. So this is everything that's being ripped out of Mike's Magic Page. The video object, that's what's being taken out of all of Keith's spun video schema. Thanks, Keith. Creative work. I have no idea where that's coming from, to be honest with you. Oh, it's pulling out the text off the page. Medical condition. This is out of Mike's schema builder tool. So you can see the level of detail. So it didn't take me that long to create this medical schema in the tool. And as you can see, the benefits that are being ripped out of this in seconds is just phenomenal. So what I actually found too, this was really interesting. So I deployed a whole bunch of these sites, probably only about 30 or 40 of these sites. And they came in page 2. They've just been sort of floating around mid-page 2. With the schema and everything on these pages, I dropped them into Google, when was it, 3 days ago, and for some suburbs I already have #1 position on page 1. So I do need to clarify that the search that I'm using is not a difficult search. It's actually low difficulty, and it's low volume as well, but the fact is before I added all the schema in and started exporting using this thing, we were falling in at around, you know, mid to high page 2. Like I said, I've got searches now where I'm literally number 1 position in on page 1. So I put that down to all the schema and everything like that. The other thing that I've done as well, guys, is I'm starting to use SVG for all my images now. So everything you see on the page here, they're all SVGs. Now, it might not completely be your style, but to be honest with you, it's making the pages load very fast out of Amazon. The good thing with this HTML builder as well, I was getting, from Simply Static, I was getting some load times of around, I don't know, 7 to 8 seconds, 120 requests. These pages are down to around I think they're around 3.2 seconds, 90 requests. So they're reasonably quick considering they're being served out of a bucket. So I would recommend that you start using this method if you want to export from WordPress to Amazon S3. That's the easy way. I hope this helps you guys. Anyone who's learning all this, hopefully you get a few tips out of it. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments below. Happy to help you guys out any way I can so we can all get better results. Okay, guys. See ya.